Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and I'm so excited to say that Scrapbook Boutique are now stocking Gerda Steiner Designs stamps, and I thought I'd have heaps of fun dressing up this little hippo in disguise. And I'm going to make him a little superhero today, but he can also be a vampire, and that's such a cool idea, a vampire hippo. Anyway, I'm going to be doing some Copic colouring and paper piecing, and I am stamping him out with some Memento Tuxedo Black, and because I'm going to paper piece, that means I'm going to probably need a few layers, so it's just easier to stamp him out a few times to begin with. I've also got this adorable paper from Lawn Fawn, and it's the Perfectly Plaid, and it's the Rainbow collection, and I'm a bit addicted to this paper at the moment. And I stamped out his body in the paper in the black ink, and now I'm just drawing on some sleeves because I want this to be his superhero outfit. And I am adding just a little bit of shading with Copic marker. It's one of the T's, probably the T0 I would think, just to add that tiny little bit of shading. You probably could skip this step because it's such a busy design, you're probably really not going to notice it too much anyway. And then I can simply just fussy cut it out with my scissors. The thing with fussy cutting for paper piecing, you really need to be doing it right up to the very edge of the design, and you want your pieces to kind of sit nice and neatly together. So this is real time cutting here, and I am taking my time, just making sure that I get right on those lines where I want to. I did actually stamp a little superhero belt on his outfit as well. And if you look at the background there, I have coloured him in purple because that's what I wanted to do, but it was just too busy. I couldn't do it. So I did change up the design and start colouring him again, and this time I decided to go a little bit more neutral, not bold, boring, usual hippo colour, greys. Anyway, the T's. And this worked heaps better, and I could have actually changed my outfit to not the rainbow plaid design, but I couldn't. I mean, I could have, but I didn't want to. So I had to actually change the hippo instead of the outfit. Alright, so I'm going to keep colouring now, do all my fussy cutting, and I'll be back when I'll be ready to paper piece. I'll obviously, as usual, link all my supplies at my blog, and the link will be in the description below. So I'll be back really soon when all the colouring and fussy cutting is done. So the other thing that I like to do when I've fussy cut right up to the edge of an image, and especially when I'm layering it like this, I want it to still look like I've got the black lines on the edge of the design, and I don't want any of that white cardstock showing where I've made my cuts, and so I find it just easier to tip my images over onto a piece of cardstock and draw around the edges with either a black or a grey marker. I'm going to be using my matte medium. Any liquid glue would work well for this, because you could use a tape runner, but the best thing about a liquid glue is that you can wriggle the image or the pieces around until they fit perfectly. If you're a really good shot with laying your pieces exactly where you need them, then tape runners, like a dotted tape runner, would work just as well. I'm just using my quick sticks pickup tool to help me move my little pieces around. And next I want to add some stars to the background. So I'm actually working directly on my card front at the moment, and this is a stencil called Stars. It's from the boutique's, it's a boutique crafts stencil, and I'm using some distress soot, distress ink. It's a black soot distress ink, and I'm using one of the little round blending tools, and I'm trying to sort of focus most of my ink around the center where the image is going to be sitting, and then fading it off to the edges. The perfect sentiment set for this is the Mama Elephant one, which is called Tiny Heroes. It has some great sentiments in it. So I just stamped one of those with some Onyx Black ink, and I thought it'd be a good idea to actually ground my little hippo. So I've just grabbed a couple of Prismacolor pencils. So it's a warm grey, 20%, and I think it's a 70% dark grey, cool grey, which is a lot darker and a different tone. And I find these actually work really well together to ground an image and add a shadow. I blend that out with some Gamsol, or you can use the Zest It to blend it out as well. And then I can just pop my little hippo on top. And now for the action. Today I've got out the little mini action wobblers again, and that's why I did do the extra head on the hippo, because these little action wobbles fit on much smaller images. Like the big ones were really always hard to sort of, you had to cut them down and they were a real pain. So I could just pop this little fella with his goggles straight on top, and we're all action stations now. So that's my finished card for today. Thanks so much for joining me. I've had a blast. I'll be back again real soon. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.